What's cracking, cousin? It's your favorite cousin, Can here at the Lighthouse. This is the Divine Feminine headquarters, and yes, this is your favorite cousin, Can from the YouTube channel, Can Be the Light. I know many of you are like, Can, where you been? What's been going on? Well, I took 3 years off from work to work on myself, so no relationship, no job, no business, no nothing, just strictly working on myself, and I have been guided to come back and help a powerful community of women that are deciding to do the same thing, no longer working hard, releasing all toxicity from your life, and connecting to your true divine feminine identity. I will be here every week, every Monday, with spiritual guidance for you ladies. I'm so excited to work with you, and congratulations to the new you. Hey cousin, it's your favorite cousin Can here at the Lighthouse Women's Wellness Center. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about raising teenagers. I seen one of our cousins yesterday while I was out, and we were talking about raising teenagers because she has a teenage daughter. I have a teenage son. Well, y'all know, my children are grown just about, but my youngest is a teenager. So he's the last one I have left, and I know everything about raising teenagers, okay? Because I've been through every single phase, so I already know every step of it. So we're going to talk about it because, like I was telling her, we don't really have a manual. We don't have a guide, and many of us were not raised by a healthy parent. I'm just going to be completely honest. Most of us were raised by a parent that was just doing the best that they could do, or parents that were doing the best that they could do. That's it, and we pick up their habits and we moved on with them. We just take care of our children the best way that we can. But I was telling her that from my own experience, I've learned that when they get to a certain age, the best thing you can do for them is let them go. And I know it's scary for a lot of parents out there, especially mothers, just like, I can't let go of my baby. I can't let her go. And I'm here to tell you that if you try to hold them back, if you try to control everything that they do, it's not going to work out good. It's going to do the exact opposite of what you want to do. And she was saying the same thing. Like, she talks to her daughter, and her daughter does the exact opposite of what she says to do. And they get like that when they get to a certain point. Some of them, not all teenagers, okay? So I will say that. Not all teenagers, but some of them do. They decide that they want to go on their own path and do things their own way, and you have to let them go and do that. So I told you all before, my oldest son, he's 21, and when he was about 18 years old, he decided that he wanted to move out. So I let him. I let him go because I moved out as a teenager, and I know that the best way that they can learn is from experience. Even though you feel like as a parent, they need to stay at home, they need to do this, they need to do that, I know what's best for them. Listen, our children do not belong to us. We do not own anybody. We do not own a person. It doesn't work like that. We train them, we teach them, we guide them, we tell them everything that we know, and then we let them go. If we teach our children now that your only responsibility as a parent is to teach your children and train your children the right way. After you've done that, then you allow them to go into the world and make decisions, because that is what we all came here to do. At the end of the day, we all came here with free will, and we all came here to make decisions. And for some reason, I think that parents get so afraid that their children are going to make mistakes that they try to hold on so hard to their children. I'm telling you, this is what happens. I let mine go. I told you, I let mine go. He's been fine. He's 21. He moved out when he was 18. He's fine. He don't call me for nothing. He pays his own bills. He does everything on his own. Buys his own car, does everything. I'm not afraid. But parents get very afraid when it's time to let the children go. But this is the thing. If you train them right, if you know you've done everything that you can, and you've told them everything that they need to know, then you don't have a reason to be afraid, because you already know that, number one, the children belong to the Most High. Like, we belong to the Most High. We belong to Spirit. Everybody belongs to the Creator. So the same way the Spirit took care of you when you was 17, 18, 19 years old or 20 and doing all your mess and stuff and got you to the point to where you are now. You didn't do it on your own. Spirit did that. So the same way Spirit did that for you, Spirit can do that for your children. But you had to go through a low point. You had to go through the bottom. And as parents, I guess we feel like we can save them from that. We don't want them to experience the hardship of life. We don't want them crying. We don't want them doing all the things that we used to do in the back, in the booth, in the corner that nobody knew about. We want them to be squeaky clean and live this perfect life so that they can be perfect. And it's not ever going to work. That's not how life is. Even when it comes to Spirit, like Spirit does not send us down here on this planet and say, okay, I'm going to keep you in a cocoon and I'm going to protect you from everything. You're going to know everything you need to know. And as long as you follow everything I tell you, you're going to be good. No, Spirit drops us down here on this planet, okay? But we have to figure our way out. And how do we figure out our way? We go through the darkness. We go through trials. We go through ups. We go through downs. We go through heartbreak and disappointment. We go through all of that only to learn. So they have to have their opportunity to learn too. And it's okay. I know that it's scary, but if you trust in Spirit or you trust in the Most High or you trust in God or whoever you call the Most High, what you scared of? What are you afraid of? You know? They're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. But, you know, a lot of it is projection, and I understand. But I was telling her, like, look, I'll let my children go. If they feel like they want to move out and they feel like they want to do their own thing, I let them go. When they get to a certain age now, I feel like they need to get out of high school. When they get out of high school and they cross that stage, baby, it's up to you at that point. You know, you need to figure your thing out. But here's the thing. We talked about this earlier when I was telling you about training them and teaching them. A lot of them don't have the proper training, and we just got to talk about it. A lot of teenagers are not getting the proper training because parents are still trying to raise teenagers like they're 12-year-olds or like they're 7-year-olds. No. All right? That's the issue right there. A lot of times we get afraid because we're doing too much for them. You're supposed to let go of them a little bit. You know, you let go. If they need to make appointments or they need to go to the doctor or they need to go to the dentist, once they get to high school, they can start making their own appointments. Like my children, when they turn 15 years old, they can start making their own appointments. They make my appointments. They make phone calls. You know, you get them prepared for life. You let them do certain things on their own so that when they cross the stage, they're like, okay, I'm already ready. I'm already doing this. I know how to do this. So let's talk about it, okay? We got 3 phases that parents should recognize when it comes to raising our teenagers. We have to make sure that we're still parenting them, but not so close. You know, you have to let them go a little bit when they get to their teenage years because they're getting ready to go out into the world. And it's scary for you. It may not even be scary for them. You may scare them. Okay? Because a lot of parents do that too. It's like you project your fears on your children and now they're afraid to do anything. It's like, stop doing all that. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. Let them go out there and live. So, phase number 1. Phase number 1 is the talk phase. So that's what I was just telling you about. You talk to your children. You tell them everything that they need to know. You know they're going to be looking at you like you crazy and they want you to be quiet. You're talking too much, but just keep on talking. Keep talking. Tell them everything. Every time you get a chance, you just talk to them, talk to them, talk to them. Go in their room and talk to them up there. They coming through the door and they trying to rush real quick. Let them go ahead and go about their business. But whenever they sit down and y'all get an opportunity to talk, you talk to them about whatever it is that needs to come up. And let Spirit flow, because Spirit will guide you on what to say. But you just talk to them and you prepare them. Give your children a plan. Help them to create a plan, especially when they get to be in the 11th grade, 12th grade. By the 12th grade, they should already have a plan. So as a parent, it's our responsibility to figure out, okay, what does my child do well? Let me see, what does my child do well? What do they want to do? Start to ask them, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your goals? You help them to figure that part out. So once you know what it is that they like to do, what they enjoy doing, then you help them and kind of coach them in the direction to where they can go and get further training if they need to, maybe go to college or go to get some more training or do something like that, so that they can get the training that they need so they can get a good job. Talk to them, figure it out. Because when they walk across that stage, you don't want them walking across that stage and going into their bedroom and having nothing to do after that. Because there's a lot of teenagers that do that. They go across the stage, they get their diploma, they go into their room, and they have nothing to do. They have no plan after that. You want to be talking to them ahead of time and letting them know that the high school diploma is not enough. They're going to have to get additional training. You have to let them know that so that they won't think, okay, I'm done with my high school diploma, it's a wrap. No, I told my children, if you want to be able to pay your bills, if you want to be able to pay your mortgage or pay your rent and pay your car note, pay these things, you're going to have to make some more money. I let them start working while they're in high school so that they can make money. And they see that the money that they're making is not enough. So I let them know that that's about as much money you're going to make if you don't get further training. Okay? So once they see that they getting these paychecks, and let them pay their own bills, and you let them see this is how it is when it comes to paying bills. If you want to pay a mortgage, and you let them see how much the mortgage is. Let them see how much a car note is. Let them see how much the water bill is and the gas bill is. And then they're going to compare it to their check, and they're going to say, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to move and do nothing if I don't get some more money. And then you let them know, if you want to make more money, you're going to have to get further training. So let's decide what it is that you want to do. There's many things that you can do. You don't have to have your whole life planned out. You don't have to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Just pick something. And this is the hardest part for teenagers. They don't know what to do. So a lot of them just don't do anything. Encourage them to just do something. It doesn't matter what it is. Once they're done with that and they've mastered whatever it is that they decide to do, then they can go on and do something else. Teach them about the cycles of life. Nobody stays on the same job forever. Let them know that. Because a lot of times teenagers feel like, well, whatever I go to college for, that's what I have to do for the rest of my life. It's like, no, this is just what you're going to be doing for the next few years, for this next cycle of your life. This is what you're going to be doing. But this may not be what you're going to do forever. And just let them know that, so that they'll know, okay, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of them. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to get trained to do something, and I'll do this for now. And this is just a little sidebar, even for adults, because I believe adults are on jobs and in careers that they don't even enjoy. If you don't enjoy your career as a parent, and you stick with your career and you say, well, this is how it has to be, you don't have to pass that down to your child. You don't have to pass it down to your child. Even if you have a business, if you have a business and you do not like what you do it because it pays the bills, it's making you money, but you don't enjoy what you're doing. If you choose to settle in your business or your career, you don't have to pass that down to your child. Let them know that they have the freedom to choose. Now, you want to let them know that they need to master whatever it is that they choose so that they're not bouncing all over the place, but they should have the freedom to decide when they're ready to make a move. Because in life, we change. And we want to teach our children about the changes of life, just like you in your life. When you change, when you're ready to change, then you make a decision to move. And you make a decision that is for your greatest good. And it's okay for them to do the same thing. So if we open up the doorway and allow our teenagers to be free, then they will do whatever it is that they want to do without that heavy, heavy burden of having to please mama, or having to please daddy, or having to do everything so perfect. They're never going to do everything perfect. And you want to let them know that it's okay if you don't. If you make a mistake or whatever it is that you choose, you go the wrong way, you do something, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can come back from anything. All right? So we have to take the fear out of parenting, because it is causing our children not to do anything. Or if it's not fear, it's being too aggressive with, you need to figure it out. You need to figure it out. Figure out what you're going to do. They don't know. They don't know. Just think about when you were a teenager. You did not know. So a lot of parents will put it on the teenager to say, you need to figure out what you're going to do, but they don't know. So as a parent, like I said, we have to change our parenting style when they get to be teenagers, but now we're helping them and guiding them to make a decision. You're helping them and guiding them to make a decision that they enjoy, okay? So that's the talk phase. So the next phase would be the action phase. When this is when they're going to go out and start doing things. So if the plan is for them to get a job, like I told you, my children, they start working at 15 years old. If you want your child to work, some parents feel like they don't want their children to work. They want them to focus on study or whatever. But I feel like if they can do both, then they should do both, because working is going to teach them something different than school is going to teach them. When they get a job, now they're learning about being responsible, waking up on time, keeping up with their own money, having their own bank account, not just because mama put money in the bank account or they get an allowance every month. No, they earned their money. They went to work for it. They found their own job. So in the action phase, around about 15 years old, if they want to get a job, you let them know how to find a job. This is how you find a job. If you're telling them to put in applications, okay, so you put in 3 applications a week, and then the next week you follow up with those 3 applications. Then you put in 3 more applications the next week, and then the next week you follow up with those 3 applications. You teach them how to find a job. And when they get a call back, you tell them, okay, when they call you back, this is what you say. When they're ready for their interview, you tell them what to say. But they need to set up everything. The employer needs to have their phone number. They need to make the appointments for the interview and everything. Let them do the whole thing. I'm telling you, this is exactly what I do with my children. I let them do the whole thing. They find their own job. They said, Mom, I got an interview on this day. Okay, you got an interview on this day. What do you need to wear? Did they tell you what to wear? If they don't tell you what to wear, I'm going to tell you how you need to dress for an interview, which you already would tell them anyway. But you tell them what to wear, and then you let them choose what they want to wear. Let them choose. Let them make all the choices that they can make. And then when they get ready to go to the interview, you'll probably drive them, which, we drive them everywhere, all around, until they get their car. But you take them to the interview and you let them go in there and interview. And you teach them interview skills and things like that and just prepare them. So while they're taking the action, you're just in the background helping them to make those decisions. And then you help them through it. And when they get their own job, let me tell you how proud they feel of themselves. Y'all know, if you got teenage children out there, you already know. When they get that first job, oh, they feel like they hit the lottery. Mama, I got a job. Mama, I'm about to go to work. They feel so good. I know how I felt when I got my first job. I was so excited. And it's a good feeling because they feel like, okay, I'm independent. It gives them a little bit of independence because they know they're going to work. They know they're making their own money and they're getting ready to go into the world. And that's a good thing. So now they're making their own doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. They're doing everything they need to do. If they need to call different places, they're calling. If they need to talk to the supervisor, they know how to take care of all these things. Now they're managing their payroll. Now you're teaching them about their deposits and getting them a bank account and all that. So you're setting them up in the background, but you let them go. Let them go. Let them do whatever it is that they want to do. Let them make decisions and you just watch them. If you have a child or a teenager that feels like they don't want to do anything, first of all, you need to see if they're smoking weed. Excuse me. I probably shouldn't have said that, but okay. They may be smoking that ganja. Because if they smoke, baby, that makes them real lazy. And then they have an expiration date. That means that, okay, your time is coming short. If you want to sit and smoke and you don't want to do nothing with your life, okay, well, it's about to be a wrap for you, buddy. It's going to be a wrap. And when you have to close that door, it's their choice. But you give them the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You give them the opportunity to choose if they want to do something with their life or if they don't. When they get to a certain age, you should be preparing them from young and letting them know, okay, look, when you get to be 18 years old, you need to be taking care of yourself. So like I told you, my children have been working since 15. I stopped buying all of their school supplies, clothes, shoes, all that. I don't buy nothing for my children when they get to high school. Nothing. Why? Because they work and they buy it for themselves. Can I buy it? Yes. Will I buy it? No. Okay? They can buy their own stuff. And two, there's a lot of things that they want that I don't want to buy. Like, I don't buy Nikes. Okay? I don't support Nike. So I'm not going to spend my money on Nikes, but they like Nikes. So if you want to get Nikes, then you go out there and get you a job so that you can buy Nikes. Okay? So then they get everything that they want. Because, see, I'm just going to buy them what they need. But all the little stuff that they want, and like my son like playing the games and having all the new games and all that, Call of Duty about to come out and all that, look, I'm not buying everything you want. I'll buy you what you need. You'll have some things you want. But when you get your job, look, you prepare them. When you get a job, then you can buy everything you want, okay? You hype them up to you like, ooh, you gonna be able to get all them shoes. Oh, you like them shoes? You like them new Jordans? Yeah, I like them, but you know I'm not buying them. No, I know you ain't gonna buy them, Mama. This is my son. I know you ain't gonna buy them. Yep, we gonna stick with these NBs right here. You know what I'm saying? Might get you a little Van. Okay? But, you know, we just gonna keep it real cool at the $100 mark on the shoes for me. That's it, okay? I'm not spending all that crazy money on no shoes because, you know, we've been down that road. But anyway, if he wants them $200 shoes, let him know. When you get your job, oh, you're going to be able to afford all of that. So you prepared them for that. And when the time comes, you let them do it. And whatever it is that they want to buy, of course, it's going to be clothes and shoes most of the time, or food, because they always want to eat food all day long. They Uber all the time, Uber Eats or whatever. You know, you just let them do it. You know, whatever it is they want to do. And I found that when you let them be responsible for everything that they want, then they actually choose to do the best thing because they're spending their own money. Now, they'll try to still come back and circle back and spend your money, but no, it's a no for me. I'm like, you got the money. If you got the money in your savings, then you need to spend the money from your savings. If you don't have the money from your savings, look, it ain't on me. Save it up. And then you teach them how to save. Whatever it is that they want, I tell my children right now, whatever it is you want, you can get it. You can get it. You just have to be disciplined. So if you're getting paid $300 a week and you want something that costs $500, no, you may not be able to go out and spend $500 on it right now, but you could probably put up $100 a week or put up $150 a week. And if you do that, then you can have what you want. It's just going to take some time. And let them practice saving up for those big ticket items that they want. Like my daughter, she bought an iPhone, I think last year or the year before that, and it was $800. I'm not buying no $800 phone for her. I'm going to pay for my phone. I'm not paying for her phone. I'm going to buy her the phone that's on sale. Okay? I would buy her the phone that's on sale. I think I bought a little flip phone, actually. No, but, you know, I'm not getting all that fancy stuff for them. Not when they're teenagers, because this is why they get their job. All right? So she wanted that iPhone. It cost $800. She had a summer job. It wasn't paying her that much. It took her 2 months to save up for the phone. She went in there and paid cash for her phone. Now, I'm telling you, some adults don't even do this. But my daughter did this when she was 16 years old. Okay? Went into T-Mobile, bought her phone cash, $800 plus tax, and was out the door. Out the door. She don't have to worry about paying for no payment plan every month and all that type of stuff. No. She bought it straight cash. I said that's the best way to do it. Now, you don't have to do it like that every time, because once you get older and you know how it works, you get credit, and you don't have to do that every time. You can make a payment on your phone if you want to. If you got it, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can pay cash for it and just pay for it outright, then the bill is cheaper every month. So that's what I explained to her. So her bill was like $50 a month. As opposed to her making payments on a phone, it would have been like over $70, $80, you know, just to pay for the phone and all that. So, yeah, she paid for her own phone and everything, and she felt so good about it. She was telling all of her friends and telling everybody what she did. And I was like, yeah, daughter, you did that, you know? Cheering her on in the background. You go, girl, you did that. You said you was going to do. I said, see, every time you say you're going to do something, you do it. She's like, yep, I do every time. You know, you build them up and let them continue to do that. And they love that feeling. They love that feeling of knowing that they can do it. They can do it. But a lot of times, young teenagers, they don't feel like they can do it. And parents, we hold on so tight to them that they don't feel like they can do it on their own. And that's our bad. That's our bad. We got to work on that. We got to work on that. We got to work on being more supportive. And that's phase 3. So in phase 3, we're just a support system for our teenagers. When they get to 18, 19, even 20 years old and up, all we do is support. That's it. Whatever it is that they need guidance on, they can come to us for guidance. They should not still be coming to us for all of their needs when they get 18, 19, 20, 21. No, they shouldn't. They should be taking care of themselves. Not unless you have a child that's in college. That's probably a little bit different. But, even in college, they can still pay for some things if they have a job, because that becomes stressful too. Like I tell my children, y'all want to go to college, you're going to pay for it. You can pay for it if you want to go, but I'm not paying for college because I'm not an advocate of going to college. I've been to college twice. And it doesn't matter if you go to a university or if you go to a community college or if you go wherever you go. It doesn't matter. It's all the same trap, period. Not unless they are going into a field where they need to have that training. So if they want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that, of course they're going to have to go to college. And as a parent, you would probably have to support them with going on to get a degree in that area. But if they want to go to college, they can get scholarships. There's so many things they can do. They can get a job. You should be helping them to pay for college. But listen, that's just me. I know some parents feel like, no, I'm going to pay for my children to go out right. They don't need to worry about anything. They can just go to college. Well, a lot of those children graduate from college and then it's like, okay, what do I do now? They don't know what to do. Or they pick a industry to go into just to be picking an industry, but they don't enjoy it. They're just doing it because mom and daddy is paying for it. So I'm just going to go, but they don't enjoy it. See, I raised my children different, and so I'm only just telling you things from my own experience. I want them to live a life that they enjoy. I don't want them to live a life that they have to live. Live the life that you want to live. If you have the freedom to choose, then choose. And I think that that's the greatest gift that you can give a child is the freedom to choose. Take all of the weight and the burden off of them so that they can freely make decisions. That's the best thing we can do for them, and guide them and help them to make the decisions that are best for them, encourage them, motivate them, inspire them, because of course they're watching you. So if you're telling your children to do something, your teenage children are watching what you're doing. And that's another thing. If you're stressed out, you're overworked, you're tired, you're drained, but you're trying to teach your child to be some professional that's doing so well in life, it's like, okay, but you don't even like your life. These young people nowadays, they are not dumb. They are not dumb. They may not tell you everything, but they're watching what you do. And if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, then they're looking at you like, how are you going to tell me how to take care of myself and you're not even taking care of yourself? It's just what it is. But if they know that they can trust what you're saying because you're actually walking the walk and talking the talk, then they will listen to you and they will be so glad to listen to you. And for those young people who feel like they want to just go out there and figure it out, that's okay. Experience is the best teacher. At the end of the day, let them go. It's not the end of the world. Let them go and figure it out on their own. And trust me, they'll be back. They will be back. They always come back. And when they come back, you just guide them. But it's not our responsibility to make sure that our children do well in life. That's their responsibility. Our responsibility is to train them and teach them the way to go and let them go. Because eventually they're going to go. They're going to go off and live their life. They're going to go off and have their own family. And you want them to do that. You want them to be independent and strong. You do not want to have codependent children that are always calling you and always need you. Not unless, some parents just feel like they want their children to always be depending on them. And that's another healing session. We'll talk about that healing session later on. Because a lot of times as parents, we can feel like we want to be needed. So we don't want to let our children go because our children give us something to do. They give us this sense of feeling needed and a sense of belonging and all those things. We have to find that within ourselves. And this is the reason why we're on our healing journey. We work on ourselves. You get into your purpose. When you get into your purpose and your children are grown, guess what? You're always busy. You will always be busy. You will not be sitting around twiddling your thumb talking about this house is empty when you in your purpose. You're always out. You're always helping people. It doesn't end just because you have children that are grown. You let your children grow up and let them go so you can go and fulfill your purpose. And when your children are grown and they're doing their thing, then that gives you the freedom to do more of what it is that you need to do in this earth. Because you came here to do something more than just being a parent, or more than just being a wife, or more than just being a husband. It's more than that. And once we understand and we accept that, then we'll recognize that our children are just with us for a short period of time. If your children are small right now and they get on your nerve, trust me, they grow up. Same thing my mom used to tell me. They grow up. And when they grow up, it gets easier. And if it's harder when they get up, they're going to be grown one day. And when they're grown, they're not your responsibility anymore. They're not. They're on their own. You know, it's okay to let them go and do whatever it is they want to do, because in the end, we all have our own destiny. You know, your destiny is not the same as your child. Your child's destiny, their fate, whatever happens to them in their life is not the same as yours. It's different. We are just the street or the avenue that our children take to get into this realm. We give them what they need and then we let them go. That's how it goes. And if you have good children, okay, this is what I call a good child, they'll stay close enough where they won't leave completely, but they'll always stay around because they want to have that close connection with you, because they know that it's wiser, it is better to stay closer to mom or dad. They know it. They're smart. And those who want to go out there and do whatever they want to do, it's like, okay, we do the same thing to the Most High. When we want to do whatever it is that we want to do, we separate from spirit because we want to go and live whatever life we want to live. But then when children do it, we're like, oh no, it's wrong. No, well, you doing it too. It's crazy, cousin. Okay, so that's the talk for today. I am so excited today. Look, if I'm talking fast, it's because I'm very excited. I'm working on a release because y'all already know, if y'all follow me on social media, we have a new launch coming up. We in full motion. November the 19th. 2024, which is number 11, and y'all already know I'm Life Path 11. It's up, okay? The Divine Feminine Movement is here. I'm letting you know. So I have something that I've been working on. I've been keeping a little secret. You know that Capricorn in me is kind of tight-lipped. So I have not been telling y'all about what I've been working on behind the scenes, but I told y'all I was going to do this, and it's done. And now it's time for us to go up to our next level. I told y'all I'm going to be right there with you, okay? Right there with you. And I have plenty of guides at the Lighthouse. But this one right here, guys, what I'm about to launch on the 19th, guys, baby, this all spirit. I'm going to launch it and I'm going to sit back and watch what it do. That's all I'm going to do. Because listen, I know it's life-changing. It is life-changing. I'm getting ready to tell y'all how to change your life if you're ready. Because I already told y'all, this is not the Babysitter's Club. I am not here to babysit nobody. We're not doing that. We're moving up. We're moving on. We're moving upward and overt. It's time. The Divine Feminines, stand up. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. That's it. That's it. Okay, cousin, I love y'all so much. My voice is going out a little bit, so let me get up off of here. I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon.